Plans to get tough on Russia are not sitting well with the European Union. Congress overwhelmingly approved a bill Tuesday to add sanctions to Russia, Iran, and North Korea. But it's the Russia sanctions that has the EU warning that our so-called America First policy could backfire. Correspondent Rich Edson reports tonight from the State Department.
Congressional consensus, international condemnation. American allies are joining U.S. adversaries in criticizing sanctions bills the House and Senate have passed. They target Iran, North Korea, and Russia.
Our attitude towards it will be formulated after a careful analysis. The news is rather lamentable in terms of Russia-U.S. relations and the prospect of their development.
The sanctions towards Russia target its oil and gas sector. European companies conduct business with Russian firms, and these sanctions could expose them to penalties. The European Union is considering retaliating against the U.S. The French government says, quote, the extraterritorial scope of this text appears to be unlawful under international law. And the German government demands the U.S. coordinate with its European allies.
The United States does not have the right to sit in judgment on European companies and to tell them how to do business with a third country, in this case with Russian energy providers, on a contractual or other level.
The bills also limit the president's authority to ease sanctions against Russians. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has argued that limits his flexibility in negotiating with the Russian government. And on the bills the House and Senate have passed, the White House remains non-committal.
There's a possibility that more changes take place, and so we're going to see what that looks like before we make a final decision. The president and the entire administration, as we've said many times before, strongly support sanctions against Russia, Iran, and North Korea.
The U.S. is relying more on sanctions to address adversaries' aggressive behavior. As two senior U.S. officials say, the intelligence community believes North Korea continues its ballistic missile program, and Iran is poised to launch another rocket. Congress is still considering these sanctions. The House passed a bill this week different from the version the Senate has already passed. So congressional leaders with wide support in both parties will have to work out those differences before sending a bill to the White House. Brett?
Rich Edson at the State Department. Rich, thank you.